Most people don't realize it, but life doesn't end suddenly. It slowly disappears. One day you wake up, go to work, scroll your phone, eat, sleep, and repeat. Days turn into months. Months turn into years. And one day, you look in the mirror and ask yourself, where did all my time go? This video is not here to scare you. It's here to wake you up. Because the truth is simple but painful. Time is the only thing you can never get back. Money can return. Opportunities can come again. People may forgive. But time, once it's gone forever. You don't need more motivation. You need awareness. Right now, as you're watching this video, seconds are passing. Your life is moving forward whether you act or not. And the biggest mistake people make is believing they have plenty of time. They say, I'll start next year. I'll change after this job. I'll focus on my dream once things settle down. But life never settles down. There is always a reason to delay. And delay is how dreams quietly die. Let me tell you something uncomfortable. Most people don't fail because they are weak. They fail because they waste time without realizing it. They waste time overthinking. They waste time pleasing others. They waste time living a life they don't even like. And the scariest part? They don't even notice. Imagine your life is a bank account. Every morning, 24 hours are deposited. You must spend them. You cannot save them. You cannot borrow extra time from tomorrow. Whatever you don't use wisely today is lost forever. So the real question is not, do you have time? The real question is, what are you doing with it? Look around you. People are busy, but not productive. Tired, but not fulfilled. Occupied, but not progressing. Being busy is not the same as building a life. Scrolling for hours feels harmless. Watching one more episode feels normal. Waiting for motivation feels safe. But slowly, silently, these habits steal your future. 1 hour wasted every day doesn't look dangerous. But 1 hour a day for 1 year is 365 hours. That's more than 15 full days of life gone. Now imagine 5 years, 10 years. This is why some people wake up at 40 and feel lost. Not because they were unlucky, but because they kept postponing their life. Here's the truth nobody tells you. Your future is not decided by big decisions. It is decided by small daily choices. Choosing comfort over growth. Choosing excuses over effort. Choosing distraction over discipline. And before you realize it, time is already chosen for you. But here's the good news. If you're listening to this, you're not too late. Awareness is power. The moment you realize time is precious, your life can change. You don't need to transform everything today. You don't need a perfect plan. You just need to stop wasting time on things that don't matter. Ask yourself honestly, is what I'm doing right now helping my future or escaping my present? Successful people are not special. They simply respect time. They understand that every day is a chance. Every morning is a new beginning. Every decision is a vote for the life they want. They don't wait to feel ready. They move while scared. They act while confused. They grow while learning. Time rewards action, not intention. If you want a better life, start treating your time like gold. Protect it. Invest it. Use it to build skills, health, confidence, and purpose. Because one day, this life will end. And when that day comes, you won't regret the risks you took. You'll regret the time you wasted. This is your wake-up call. Not tomorrow. Not next month. Now. Because the clock is moving. And your life is waiting. Most people think failure comes from mistakes. They think life falls apart because of bad luck, wrong choices, or lack of talent. But that's not true. The real enemy of your life is comfort. Comfort feels safe. Comfort feels warm. Comfort tells you, relax, you deserve a break. And slowly, Comfort kills your hunger. You don't lose your dreams in one big moment. You lose them by choosing comfort again and again. One extra hour of sleep instead of waking up early. One more scroll instead of working on yourself. One more excuse instead of trying. Comfort never attacks you loudly. It whispers softly. It's okay to start tomorrow. You've already worked hard. Just today, rest. And tomorrow becomes next week. Next week becomes next year. And one day, your dream feels too far away to reach. Comfort is dangerous because it doesn't look dangerous. Think about this. Why do most people stay in jobs they hate? Why do they stay in unhealthy relationships? Why do they live lives they don't even enjoy? Not because they can't change, but because change is uncomfortable. Growth is uncomfortable. Learning is uncomfortable. Discipline is uncomfortable. Comfort feels easy now, but it creates pain later. Discomfort feels hard now, but it creates freedom later. This is the trade most people don't understand. Every strong person you admire chose discomfort early. They woke up when they didn't feel like it. They practiced when no one was watching. They kept going when results were invisible. While others were comfortable, they were building. Comfort lies to you. It says, you have time. But comfort steals time. Comfort says, stay where you are. But comfort keeps you small. Look around your life honestly. Where are you choosing comfort over growth? Is it your phone? Your routine? Your habits? Your fear of trying? You don't need to judge yourself. You just need to become aware. Because awareness is the first step to change. Let me tell you something important. Your comfort zone will never introduce you to your potential. Everything you want is outside that zone. Confidence is built outside comfort. Skills are built outside comfort. Self-respect is built outside comfort. Think about going to the gym. Your muscles grow only when you push them. If you lift the same light weight forever, nothing changes. Life works the same way. If you live the same day again and again, don't expect a different future. People say they want change, but they live like they want safety. And safety is the fastest way to stay average. Here's the truth no one likes to hear. If your life feels boring, stuck, or empty, it's probably too comfortable. Not peaceful, not balanced. Too comfortable. You eat without control. You sleep without discipline. You work without purpose. You distract yourself instead of facing yourself. Comfort keeps you busy, not fulfilled. Now ask yourself this question honestly. When was the last time you did something hard on purpose? Not because you had to, but because you knew it would make you stronger. Waking up early. Saying no to distractions. Studying when it's boring. Working when motivation is gone. That's where power is built. Strong people don't wait for motivation. They rely on discipline. Motivation is emotional. It comes and goes. Discipline is a decision. It stays. Comfort depends on mood. Discipline depends on commitment. And commitment is what separates people who dream from people who build. You don't need to destroy comfort completely. You just need to stop letting it control you. Comfort should be a reward, not a lifestyle. Earn your rest. Earn your breaks. Earn your pleasure. Because unearned comfort creates weak minds. And weak minds create regret. One day, you will be forced out of comfort anyway. Life will do it for you. Through failure. Through loss. Through pain. But smart people choose discomfort early. So life doesn't have to teach them the hard way. This is your choice. Stay comfortable and stay the same. Or get uncomfortable and grow. You don't need to do everything at once. Just one uncomfortable action today. Wake up 30 minutes earlier. Read instead of scrolling. Practice instead of procrastinating. Start instead of waiting. Small discomfort today creates massive confidence tomorrow. And one day, you'll look back and realize, comfort was never your friend. It was your cage. Most people are waiting. waiting to feel motivated, waiting to feel confident, waiting to feel ready. But motivation is unreliable. Some days you feel excited. Some days you feel tired. Some days you feel inspired. Some days you feel empty. If your life depends on motivation, your life will be unstable. This is why discipline matters more than motivation. Motivation is emotional. Discipline is intentional. Motivation says, I'll work when I feel like it. Discipline says, I'll work because I said I would. And the people who win in life are not the most motivated. They are the most disciplined. Look at any successful person. They don't wake up excited every day. They wake up committed. They show up even when the mood is gone. They keep going even when progress feels slow. They do the work even when no one is watching. That is discipline. Discipline is doing what needs to be done, even when you don't want to do it. Let's be honest. You will never feel motivated all the time. If you wait for motivation to study, you'll stay average. If you wait for motivation to exercise, your health will suffer. If you wait for motivation to build your dream, someone else will build theirs first. Motivation comes after action, not before it. Action creates momentum. Momentum creates motivation. Most people get this order wrong. They say, once I feel motivated, I'll start. But the truth is, once you start, you'll feel motivated. Discipline is the bridge between dreams and reality. Dreams are easy. Discipline is hard. That's why most people dream, and very few people succeed. Discipline is waking up early when it's dark. Discipline is practicing when you're bored. Discipline is saying no to distractions. Discipline is choosing long-term growth over short-term pleasure. And yes, discipline feels uncomfortable, but discomfort is temporary. Regret is permanent. Think about regret for a moment. Regret hurts more than effort. Regret lasts longer than discipline. Regret whispers, you could have done more. Discipline says, I did my best. Which voice do you want to hear at the end of your life? Here's something important. Self-discipline is self-respect. When you keep promises to yourself, you build trust with yourself. When you break promises to yourself, you lose confidence. Every time you say, I'll do it tomorrow, and you don't, you weaken your self-belief. But every time you do what you said you would do, even when it's hard, you become stronger. Confidence is not built by talking. It's built by action. You don't need perfect discipline. You need consistent discipline. Small actions done daily are more powerful than big actions done once. Read 10 minutes every day. Practice English 15 minutes every day. Exercise 20 minutes every day. Consistency beats intensity. People fail not because they aim too low, but because they quit too early. Discipline is not about being extreme. It's about being reliable. Be the person who shows up. Be the person who finishes. Be the person who keeps going. Your future self is watching you right now. Every decision you make today is shaping the life you will live tomorrow. Ask yourself, will my future self thank me for this choice or regret it? Discipline is choosing your future over your comfort. And here's the secret most people don't know. Discipline gets easier. At first, it feels heavy. You resist. You struggle. But over time, discipline becomes identity. You don't force yourself anymore. It becomes who you are. You don't say, I should work. You say, I work. You don't say, I should train. You say, I train. This is how habits are formed. This is how lives are changed. You don't rise to the level of your goals. You fall to the level of your systems. Build systems. Build routines. Build discipline. Don't depend on how you feel. Depend on what you decided. Your feelings change. Your commitment should not. Every day, you are either building discipline or feeding excuses. You cannot do both. Excuses feel good now. Discipline feels good later. The choice is yours. No one is coming to push you. No one is coming to force you. You must become your own leader. When life gets hard, discipline keeps you moving. When motivation dies, discipline carries you forward. This is why discipline is freedom. Because when you control yourself, no one else can control you. Start small, but start today. Do one thing you promised yourself you would do. Keep that promise, and then do it again tomorrow. That's how discipline is built. That's how lives are transformed. One day, everything will stop. The noise, the rushing, the excuses. One day, you will sit in silence and look back at your life. And in that moment, only one question will matter. Did you live, or did you just exist? Not how much money you made, not how many people liked you, not how busy you were, but whether you became who you were meant to be. That moment is coming for everyone. And the truth is uncomfortable. Most people never wake up. They stay asleep inside their own life. They let fear decide. They let comfort control them. They let time slip through their fingers. They don't fail loudly. They fade quietly. But you are different. Because if you're still listening, it means something inside you is awake. A voice that refuses to die. A hunger that won't leave you alone. A feeling that says, I was made for more. That voice is not a mistake. It's a reminder. You were not born to scroll your life away. You were not born to live someone else's plan. You were not born to be small, silent, or scared. You were born to build, to rise, to fight, to become. But becoming requires courage. Courage to choose yourself when no one else does. Courage to keep going when results aren't. Courage to walk alone when the crowd is comfortable. The hardest part of growth is not starting, it's continuing. When no one is clapping, you will have days when you feel behind, days when you doubt everything, days when quitting feels logical. Those days will come, and on those days, remember this. You don't quit on hard days. Hard days are the price of a great life. Pain is temporary. Growth is permanent. Every great version of you is hidden behind discomfort. The life you want is on the other side of consistency. The confidence you want is on the other side of effort. The respect you want is on the other side of discipline. Nothing changes until you change, and change begins the moment you take responsibility. Not blame, not excuses. Responsibility. This is where power lives. When you stop saying, this happened to me, and start saying, what can I do next? You don't need permission to grow. You don't need validation to start. You don't need applause to continue. You need commitment. Commitment to your future. Commitment to your standards. Commitment to the person you said you wanted to become. Let me remind you of something important. Time is passing, whether you act or not. 5 years from now, your life will look different. The only question is, better or worse? That future version of you is being built right now by your daily choices, the habits you repeat, the thoughts you allow, the actions you take. You are voting for your future. With every decision, vote wisely. Stop underestimating yourself. Stop negotiating with your potential. Stop waiting for perfect conditions. Perfect conditions do not exist. There is only now. And now is powerful. Now is when habits are built. Now is when courage is chosen. Now is when stories change. You don't need to do everything today. You just need to do something. One disciplined action. One honest effort. One brave step forward. Then repeat it tomorrow. That's how transformation happens. Not in a moment, but in one day, sooner than you think. You will look in the mirror and see someone stronger, someone sharper, someone confident. Not because life got easier, but because you got better. This is the truth no one tells you. You will never regret becoming disciplined. You will never regret believing in yourself. You will never regret trying again. But you will regret not giving yourself a chance. So let today be different. Let today be the line you draw. No more waiting. No more excuses. No more wasting the gift of time. You have one life, one mind, one body, one chance. Use it. Build something meaningful. Become someone you respect. Live a life your future self will thank you for. This is not just a video. This is a wake-up call. And once you're awake, you don't go back to sleep. Now stand up, take control, and move forward. Your time is now. At some point in life, you stop asking, "What do I want?" and you start asking, "What will I leave behind?" Because there comes a moment when success stops being about money, fame, or proving people wrong. It becomes about meaning, about impact, about legacy, not the kind written on buildings, but the kind written in people, the kind that lives in conversations, in memories, in silent gratitude, the kind that says, "Because of you, I didn't give up." But before you reach that stage, you must face a hard truth. Your life is your responsibility, not your past, not your parents, not your luck. Your responsibility. You didn't choose where you started, but you choose where you end. And every day, you are writing your ending. Most people never think about this. They live in survival mode. They chase weekends. They escape with distractions. They delay their purpose. But purpose does not disappear. It waits, quietly, until you are brave enough to answer it. And when you finally do, your life stops being small. You stop living for comfort and start living for contribution. You stop asking, "What do I get?" and start asking, "Who do I become?" That shift changes everything. Because once your goal becomes growth, no day is wasted. Even pain becomes training. Even failure becomes feedback. Even loneliness becomes strength. You stop being a victim of life and become a student of life. And students of life always rise. Now let's talk about fear. Not the loud fear, the quiet one. The fear of being seen. The fear of trying and failing. The fear of standing out. The fear of becoming different from everyone around you. That fear has stopped more dreams than any obstacle ever could. But here's the irony. You are already different. Your thoughts are different. Your struggles are different. Your potential is different. You were never meant to blend in. You were meant to become. And becoming is lonely. It will cost you relationships, comfort, versions of yourself that you've outgrown. But what you gain is worth everything. You gain clarity, respect, self-worth. You gain a life that feels real. And one day, you will realize that the hardest part was never the work. It was believing. You deserve the dream. But you do. You deserve a life that excites you. You deserve to wake up with purpose. You deserve to feel proud of yourself. Not perfect, just progressing. Let's talk about time again. Because time is not just passing. It's shaping you. Every moment you hesitate, it moves forward. Every moment you act, it rewards you. Time is not your enemy. Your habits are. Your fear is. Your comfort zone is. Break those, and time becomes your ally. Now imagine your future self. Not the fantasy version. The real one. The one who kept going. The one who didn't quit. The one who stayed disciplined. That version of you is watching right now. Waiting for you. To catch up. Waiting for you. To make the decision. That changes everything. And here's the truth. Big changes don't start with big moves. They start with quiet decisions. Decisions like, I will not waste, I will do the hard thing. I will become consistent. Those decisions, repeated daily, create legends. Not famous legends, personal legends. The kind of person your younger self needed. The kind of person your family will be proud of. The kind of person who breaks cycles. Because that's what real success is. Not escaping your past, but rewriting your future. Not proving people wrong, but proving yourself right. not chasing applause, but creating peace. And peace comes when your actions match your values. So ask yourself, are you living in alignment or are you living on autopilot? Because autopilot leads to regret. Alignment leads to legacy. You don't need to be extraordinary to start. You need to start to become extraordinary. You don't need confidence to act. You need action to build confidence. You don't need motivation every day. You need discipline once, and it will carry you for a lifetime. Before we end, I want you to hear this clearly. You matter. Your story matters. Your growth matters. The world does not need another copy. It needs you, your voice, your struggle, your journey. Someone out there is waiting for the version of you who didn't give up. So don't. Don't quit on yourself. Not now. Not ever. Because one day, you will look back at this moment, this exact moment, and you will realize this was the turning point. This was when you stopped consuming inspiration and started becoming it. This was when you stopped dreaming and started doing. This was when you decided to live on purpose. And when that day comes, you will smile, not because life was easy, but because you were strong. And that is the real legacy, not the money you made, not the titles you earned, but the person you became when no one was watching. So go, live, build, rise. Your legacy begins now.